Hey, what's up, everybody? I just wanted to share my thoughts about PSA and the whole rating system. And I just sent in my today's Saturday, April 25th, 26th. I sent in my last submission to PSA probably for a while. Um, you know, um, it's really the only reason I I did it is because people still pay a premium for a PSA 10, and I want to flip those cards. I want to sell them so that I can um, add to my inventory and keep the ball rolling, um, add value to the collection, and uh, just like everybody else that does the submitting. And you know, if I, if I wanted to submit to some other companies, it wouldn't get nearly the same value that it would get uh, from PSA. And that's why everybody submits to PSA. It's like this, that's why they have such a large market share, partly because of, and their partnerships. And, it's like it's more and more this consolidation of the market. And, you know, it's like market manipulation on a large scale. Um, where take one card and the inconsistencies in the grading and you know potential like insurance fraud, just losing really high value cards. And you know if they if you sell it with them, then it'll get a better grade than if you keep it or send it to yourself, um, or if you sell it on their marketplace, or vault it or send it to eBay or whatever. um, I feel like more and more they're trying to cut out resellers and small businesses and small card shops and just turn everyone into collectors. Like, uh, I think that's why they wanted to focus on, you know, the joy of collecting, or what have you. Um, and I know that's what Fanatics was really talking about. And, I'm talking about PSA here, but, you know, it's kind of like peas in a pod with those guys because um, when power is consolidated into a few hands, regardless of whatever it is, uh, bad things happen. Uh, Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. And it feels like these guys are very, they like the notion of being a power player and a gatekeeper, and like people coming to them needing to get allocation or needing to get access or autographs from players, or whatever it is. And you know, it creates this inequality because of this lack of access and barrier to entry. Um, I think one of the solutions to this hobby problem is non-exclusive licenses, and have all of these companies be dissolved, that are these big multinational conglomerates that are uh, monopolizing the industry and have such uh, an outsized market share that it makes it difficult for innovation, quality of product, uh, customer service. Like PSA could just do whatever they want. They just like I, shout out to Boston Card Hunter for sharing that story with the gentleman who had his uh, card, 5-figure card, like essentially stolen from him, and they wanted to just like lowball him for this insurance claim and give him an NDA and uh, you know put it in the marketplace so he can buy it back from them for more. And it's his card. It it's just so asinine. And frustrating seeing that happen. And they're a $1 billion company, and they are taking for granted the trust that has been built to get them to that point. And they're gonna screw themselves. No one's gonna submit to you guys if you lose all trust. And like, if I had a $1 million card or $100,000 card or $500,000 card, absolutely not. No fucking way would I send it to them. I wouldn't trust that it would come back to me. And that's their fault for doing this to all of us. If it happens to that guy or anybody else, who's to say that it won't happen to you? If you had a card like that in your collection or your inventory. So what, you have to be like in with the in crowd and be like Matt's friend or Mike Mahan or Ruben's friend to get your card back, or to get a 10 or whatever. Like, what's going on here? You know? Um, and it's happening in every industry. Like I said, if you watch any of the videos on my channel, I talk about us being in the second gilded age a lot. Uh, and this industry is no different. Um, and it's because of our system and capitalism. It allows for this. It encourages it. That's why the the amoral business person, because they're completely disinterested. They have no. Uh, their heart's not in it. It's all just calculation. It's all just money and profit, bottom line. And if it doesn't serve the ones who are writing their checks, then they're not going to do it. All the breakers get all this good allocation because they're Fanatics' best customers. They're paying millions and millions and millions of dollars a year to buy all that. I'm sure they would treat you just as nicely if you gave them $50 million a year. I'm sure they would be very nice with me if I was giving them $100 million a year. It's ridiculous. Yeah. So just ranting about PSA and the hobby and Fanatics and the corporate takeover of a pastime. The Yakuza took over Pokemon. Does anybody even play Pokemon anymore? When was the last time? Like, do you play with your slabs? Do you, or like, how does that work? Let me know in the comments. Be happy to engage with you guys. And you know, happy to talk with you guys more. I keep it really informal, uh, and just in a casual. I don't do the whole big production. Like you can see, I have the Aurora Borealis behind me. Uh, I don't have a big fancy podcast studio that I could, or a big warehouse, or a bunch of high value cards in my eBay store or anything like that. Uh, just getting started, and uh, you know, I've been doing this for a few years, but I uh, I took some time off after 2022, like 2023 ish. Um, and just like most of the newer sellers and resellers and stuff, I made a lot of mistakes and I had a lot of sunk costs. So, uh, you know, you learn, you live and you learn. And, you know, really grateful for where I'm at. And yeah, this is a place where people can, talk about that kind of stuff and share their share their experiences too. And uh, I'm a fairly laid back person, so I'm not going to be all up in your face. And you know, I know I'd make a great auctioneer. uh, and that's why I'm not on Whatnot. Because I was for like an hour, and I was selling stuff for way more than it was worth because I wanted to raise some money for charity, actually. But yeah, I decided to PC one of the cards, and it's this uh, Allen Iverson card where it's like a Fleer Tradition 99 2000, uh, and Kobe's guarding him, and I sent it out for him to sign it, and I wanted him to sign it like, oh, goat v goat, 101 deal, so that I could uh, help raise some money for the Kobe and Gigi Bryant Foundation. Um, and yeah, um, ended up not selling. So, uh, and I learned through the grapevine that Vanessa's not really interested in having like new cards of Kobe and stuff. So I felt like, well, um, that's where she's at with it, and I don't want to be the kind of person to try to uh, exploit his legacy in that way. So I just decided to PC it, and yeah, um, he ended up signing it "R.I.P. Bro," and not like the goofy way that I asked him to sign it. But it was cool of him to do it anyway. I appreciate it. Um, and yeah, we're in some really trippy times, I gotta say. But I have fun collecting, and I have fun buying and selling, and uh, I hope that the people who have purchased from me like enjoy the cards, or if they try to flip them, I hope you guys make some money, um, and add to your collections and stuff. Um, it's pretty fun, sifting through and you find a diamond in the rough. And that's kind of what it's like scavenger hunting, treasure hunting. That's part of the fun or the joy of collecting. But I feel like fanatics and topses kind of try to exploit that and whatnot too, with the gambling aspect, and like, you know uh, it really, it dampens the experience for people, because like you want to have a valuable collection, and like things that, you know that's what everybody wants, that collects, is to have something that's really rare and cool, something that they love, and it's like, even if it's, some people don't even care about the value of it, they just like it because they like it, and that's cool too, you know um it's just all part of it. And it just bugs me how every part of our lives, it feels like it's like a cash extraction. It's just taking every little penny that they could possibly take from you. And it's not just in like collectibles, but it's just everywhere. Um, you go to buy a video game, back in my day when I was a kid, when you bought the game, you bought the whole game. All the little extra shits, you had to like beat the game to get it. Um, but now it's all these like in-game add-ons and in-game purchases, in-app this, and it's like, fuck. It's exasperating. being in America, being an American. It's fucking exhausting, you know, bombarded constantly with the consumption and the, urging of you to consume. The cost of living is out of control. So it might be my last submission. Yes. Long story short, for a while until they figure out what to do with this monopoly. All of these companies should be broken up and being separate companies. PSA, Beckett, SGC, uh, whatever else they own. Um, what would solve the problem in the hobby for to have cheaper cards and more competition is to have non-exclusive licenses so that multiple companies can create licensed product and may the best card company win and have real competition. Uh, and I think that we've all learned from the junk wax era. And even if there were multiple manufacturers, that they wouldn't overprint and they wouldn't do this artificial scarcity and create higher quality products and better customer service and, you know, more value in the box where I have better odds of winning at a casino playing slots that I do opening some cards. That's insanity. The value proposition is absolute garbage. And where else are you going to go, though? You want licensed product? What are you going to do? And that's why monopolies are bad, people. When you're the only game in town, it's a recipe for disaster. So, those are my 2 cents. Much love, everybody. Deuces.